Have you ever had those feelings where you feel that you're not good enough? Stay tuned, I'm going to talk about it today. I am notorious for pumping old content. You can tell this is old because right now I'm bald, and back in my older videos I had hair, so it's pretty freaking funny. Around last year I was going through some pretty rough times and I was really trying to struggle finding my first client. And man, it was just really tough when I was opening up my own sales agency slash closing agency. And not to say that things are super great right now, but it just really shows you there's ebbs and flows to this entrepreneurship journey. So if you ever feel like you're not enough, please watch this video. I think you'll really relate to my content a lot. Anyways, let's get into it. OG content in 3, 2, 1. Whoop! What up guys, it's your boy Kevin Yee, the Farm D, aka Kevin the Refugee, refugeehustle.com. Shameless plug, check it out. You know, this morning I actually had a really hard time getting out of bed. And you know, like, it's tough. I've been having like early morning insomnia still. That's when you like wake up like at 2 in the morning, you can't go back to sleep. When I sleep, I don't get like a full restful night, right? I don't get a full restful night's sleep. I don't know, and I just feel this overwhelming amount of stress, you know, especially when I'm launching my business. I feel like the whole weight of the world is on me, and it's tough, especially doing it alone sometimes. Like, you feel very isolated and you feel like, man, what am I doing? Like, I should just be doing what's safe. Like, pharmacy is what I know, I should just stick to it, right? And it's pretty funny. I used to feel the same way back in pharmacy school too. You know, like, I remember when an exam, like I bombed the exam, or something happened, like I got overwhelmed with so much unpredictable projects and stuff. I thought the same way. And to me, at the time, I just thought, oh man, am I gonna make it through the meat grinder, you know? Am I gonna push through and stuff? And it gets overwhelming, and it's not like, I don't know, the easiest word to say is like you get stuck in your head. And what that basically means is just like, you kind of, it's weird because you know that sometimes your thoughts, like these sort of thoughts, like I feel like I'm not good enough to start my business, like, you understand that it might be irrational, right? But you're still stuck with that feeling, you know? I was like, I don't know if I pushed myself too hard, what's going on? I just like went to lie down in my bed for a little bit, you know? And I start Googling like when you feel like you're not enough, you know? But when you YouTube a lot of this stuff, it's just like really hippie ass shit. It's like kind of like the bullshit, like self-help cliche type of stuff, like, oh, they're just like, it's just in your head, just get out of your head, you know? And I mean, that's great and all, like for most situations, but for me, you know, like being an entrepreneur or doing an entrepreneur pursuit is really scary sometimes. You know, you don't know what you're doing is right, how it's gonna turn out and stuff. And so I was just like, man, all this advice fucking sucks, you know? And I actually stumbled upon Marie Forleo's, she does the B School stuff. I've never taken her courses, but they look pretty good. But she had a YouTube video where when you're feeling like you're not enough, it's she has a video on how to get over the fear that you're not good enough, you know? And she was talking about like it happens to all of us, and I'm just like, damn, Marie, like, shit, you've been doing B School forever and it never goes away. So making me feel that, hey, it's normal, everybody goes through it, is a great thing, you know? And I think like part of it is just like, even when you're not feeling it, taking action. But for people like me, like who like tend to overput hours, you know, I know that's not really healthy for me, but making me at least feel like I'm not alone, I'm not crazy, you know, is a good thing. And I think sometimes, like, whenever you're starting anything new, it's gonna happen. These things, like, where you feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like you can't do something, that's your mind naturally happening, you know? And I always think about this David Goggins podcast on Joe Rogan, and how he wanted to raise money. He wanted to go on this marathon with and raise some money for a charity, but he needed to qualify. And he talks about this like 24-hour race, right, where you have to see how many times you can go around a track. He had to hit 100 miles, right? But mile 70, he was like shitting his pants. He was like peeing out blood. He was exhausted, but somehow he found the mental fortitude to just push on and make the extra 30 miles, right? And I thought that story was hella inspiring, because it makes me realize that we're capable of so much more than we actually think we are. And when the mind says no, we still got a lot left in the tank. And sometimes it's just like we underestimate how much we can actually do, you know? Another interesting part of that podcast was he was just talking about like how he constantly tries to start from zero to build that resiliency up again, you know? And so I'm like, wow, that's really inspirational, you know? And in my life, like, you know, whenever you have that thought that you're not good enough, you know, like, I think an important thing to ask is like, why do you think this way? Or just write down the things that concern you, or the reasons why, and ask if it's like those are true or not. I think that's a really easy way. But not only that, just realize that you're worth so much more. You know, I'm not gonna lie, the other day I was looking at my website, and I was just very unhappy with it. For the last few years, I don't know shit about web design. I know some HTML, but I'm not a web designer or anything like that. And I decided to change the story, you know? And I redid the whole thing. I realized that I had some security issues. I fixed it. I played like IT, digital marketer, all this sort of stuff, you know, yesterday. And I eventually figured it out. And for me, that's a huge accomplishment, because I'm not an IT guy. I'm just like, I'm a pharmacist, right? Who like likes technology and stuff, but it's not my expertise. So it was pretty fun just figuring one step out at a time. And I think like when you're in pharmacy school or like doing a business, that's how you have to break things down, just one thing at a time. And just remember that, hey, you know, you're a lot better off than you were yesterday, you know? So yeah, man, after like literally 6 hours of redesigning my website, trying to organize all the files, think about the user experience, talking to IT on WordPress engine and stuff, I felt pretty damn proud of myself, because I know how to encrypt a like do the SSL certifications on websites now and all that sort of stuff. I learned a lot. And I think sometimes we just need to show ourselves a little more compassion, you know? And even though I might not know, like, I might not have the experience yet of doing a product launch or a course launch or anything like that, whether it goes good or bad, I can't fuck this up, you know? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be learning something, you know? It gets a little more stressful knowing that finances are like coming up and stuff, but you know, worst case scenario, you gotta refugee it out. And I think that's the refugee hustle right there. When you know, like you do anything to make things work out as long as you're getting closer to your dream, you know? Yeah, man, I just been doing a lot of thinking, and I think like sometimes when you're stuck in your head and whatnot, it's important to just like take a breather, work out a little bit, you know, get your mind off things, and start building that momentum for success. Like doing a quick workout, that always helps me, you know? That always helps me just set the day right. Or planning my schedule, that always sets the day right. Or just meditating or doing something, just getting something checked off, you know? But anyways, guys, so when that thought of I'm not good enough happens, this is what you do. You write down exactly why you're not good enough, the thoughts, the reasoning why, like what worries you, all this sort of stuff, right? And just write down. You don't need to create solutions yet. Second thing is go down each one by one and ask, is this realistic? Like, truly, is it realistic? 3, I think it's important just to take a break, man. Go do something active, go for a walk, just take a quick breather, you know? Doesn't have to be all day type of thing. Doesn't have to be an all day type of thing. But even just 10 minutes does wonders. 3, just go back and just go one by one. See, is this realistic or not? You know? And just realize that just because up here you think that you're not good enough doesn't mean like physically you're not good enough. And which number am I on? 4? I think 4. I think getting back into work is really important too. Taking physical action, and start off with the easiest stuff first so you build that momentum again. Think about all the wins that you've had within the last week, last month, last year. How did you get through those challenges? You know, sometimes it's just really momentum building. 5, if you're still stuck, then talk to a friend, talk to your tribe, talk to people in your inner circle, and just be like, hey, you know, I've honestly been having feelings that I've been eating shit. And that should help. Let me guys know when you're feeling this way, what do you guys do? Let me know. Hopefully I'll learn some stuff from you, and hopefully you found this video important. As always, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. Also check out my new website, since I put in a lot of effort to do it. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my emailing list. I just thought it was a very important subject that I talk about this. And let me guys know, what do you guys do when you feel like you're not good enough, when you feel like you're burnt out? Anyways guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace, mother people. Bye.